All right, I'm ready when y'all are.
The way we're set up, it's pretty easy to work our cattle.
It's going to be a 584Y. He weighs 970.
We kind of have a little system, you know, take the data, write down the weight and everything, and whether they're heifer or bull. We do things pretty simply. Most of the time it's just me and Alan, or me and Alan and Trino. And when it's just the three of us, it's real quiet and relaxed.
33Y9, he weighs 928.
Over the years, Alan Smith and his wife Nicki have gathered and studied data.
175Y, he's the oldest calf in the bunch.
As owners of Southern Accent Farm, they've been looking for the ideal balance of characteristics in the Brangus breed.
A producer will come here looking for an animal. He'll say, well, I'm just gonna buy that bull. That's because Granddaddy always bought the bull. It didn't matter. 123Y2, they look for one certain trait in a bull. I'm trying to build animals that are balanced across the board, not just have a big ribeye, but also have intermuscular fat, have good yearling weight, weaning weights, and good birth weights. We have so much more technology today, so much more genetics available, so much more data than we did when Granddaddy bought that bull.
This perfect balance is important to the Smiths because their purebred bulls, purebred heifers, and commercial heifers are sold as breeding animals, and they're highly sought after by other ranchers looking to improve their own herds. From an initial herd of 5 registered Brangus heifers in Manatee County in 1996, the ranch has steadily enhanced its breeding stock to over 200 registered animals and about 200 commercial cows, including R532, the top artificial insemination sire in the Brangus breed for 2011. Located in North Okeechobee County, the 800-plus acre ranch is a mosaic of semi- and improved pastures, forested wetlands, and native hardwood hammocks. But that wasn't the condition of the ranch when the Smiths relocated here in 2002.
When we came, we didn't realize exactly what all we were getting into, but I realized after being here a short time that we were going to really have to watch where the runoff went. We had a ton of exotics. We knew there was a lot of work to be done. We found out real quick that we really had to tighten this place up and make it environmentally friendly.
To improve the quality of Southern Accent Farm, Alan would apply the same approach he used when improving the quality of his Brangus herd, only on a much larger scale. Rather than focus on one aspect of the ranch, soil, water, forage, or wildlife, he would find the ideal balance between them all.
These culverts were rusted out and we're not holding any water at all.
When the Smiths moved in, they were greeted with running wells and pastures overrun with invasive species. Forming partnerships with a number of groups, Alan got to work making essential changes on Southern Accent Farm.
3 structures that keep the water from going into Taylor Creek.
Taylor Creek, which borders Southern Accent Farm, is a tributary of Lake Okeechobee. Because its waters flow south to the lake and beyond to the Everglades, controlling the ranch's water and any potential runoff was a priority. With the help of the South Florida Water Management District, the Smiths replaced the old culverts and risers. During the dry season, the new structures hold water to help in forage production. During the rainy season, they keep sediment and nutrient runoff from going into Taylor Creek and the surrounding watershed.
The Smiths have been excellent neighbors and great partners in doing projects and cleanups for this area of the Lake Okeechobee watershed. Environmental stewardship is very important to the Smiths.
The well don't flow full.
Working in partnership with the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Smiths put valves on the free-flowing artesian wells.
The flowing wells were a huge issue. They had been running for a good 12 years before they moved here, which kind of ruined the forages.
Once the wells were capped, a watering system was installed to fill concrete watering troughs in the pastures.
And with us sharing the water trough with 2 pastures, then we can do our rotational grazing, and we can move those cattle from one side to the other, and we have water on both sides, utilizing one tank.
Controlling water wasn't the only challenge in the pastures.
Boy, here's a good one.
Invasive species like fire ants and tropical soda apple had taken root, making grazing difficult for the herd.
Okay.
To combat these invasives, the Smiths turned to biological controls. With the help of UF's Okeechobee County Extension Office, they released natural predators.
Instead of putting out chemicals to control fire ants, for instance, we've come in here and put the forage flies out, which is better for the environment. And then we've released the tropical soda apple beetle, which he used to have a real problem with tropical soda apple here, and he tried to control them with chemicals for a lot of years, but of course under these hammocks that's hard to do. So we released the tropical soda apple beetle, which is getting the soda apples under control, and again without the use of chemicals it's a lot better for the environment. They've gone about it the right ways in doing it slowly as they could afford to do it. They're one of the most progressive producers that I've had the privilege of working with.
Taylor Creek was also the site of a different exotic pest plant. Over the years, the highly invasive Brazilian pepper trees grew so thick the Smiths couldn't see the bank of the creek from their property. Working with USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service, they chopped, mulched, and cleaned 1 mile of frontage on the creek.
Now, my job is to keep those exotics from coming back. So we're going to keep the Taylor Creek as it should be, with nothing but our native oak trees and cabbage trees. It's really changed the look of the creek.
I think the invasive control is one of the most important practices we have in South Florida with the growing seasons the way they are.
Well, and it's an ongoing thing. Things just keep growing.
You never quit.
We never quit. We're always battling something.
Alan and Nicki continued their battle against invasives by reclaiming pasture land. Along with the NRCS and the University of Florida's ONA Research Center, they collaborated on a project to control invasive myrtles.
We'll use one of the recipes that the university came up with when they did all the test plots here.
The program, which involved testing several different combinations of herbicides on numerous test plots, helped convert a 35-acre myrtle stand into a very productive bahia grass pasture. The Smiths did leave behind a small but controllable patch of myrtles.
You can't believe how much wildlife hangs out in that 5 acres of myrtles we left. The hen turkeys raised, they're just, every year we have numerous hens that build nests in those myrtles.
The Smiths have really put an exemplary effort into trying to turn this property into a showplace for not only raising beef cattle, but for conservation and maintaining the property.
We enjoy our wildlife. Numerous afternoons, that's our treat. And we go out and we watch the wildlife. We plant fields every year and we keep some feeders going, so we have a place for them to go, and we take care of them. We take care of the place not just for our cattle, we also take care of the place for the wildlife.
Alan and Nicki have cross-fenced the ranch, turning the original 3 pastures into 20. This allows for more distinct areas for rotational grazing and for better forage production. Frequent movement among pastures also promotes even manure distribution, which reduces nutrient overload.
Cows come after you're a grass farmer. You have to be a grass farmer first. So I guess I consider myself a grass farmer.
Good forage is critical for good nutrition, and good nutrition is critical for good herd health, and Alan's passion is forage.
We have so many good forages that the university has come up with, and those forages produce a lot more per acre than our native bahia grass does. Our cattle thrive on the forage that we plant, so when we can produce a grass that will give us 6-7 tons of forage per acre a year, we not only can graze that, but we can put that forage up. So we bag our forage and put haylage up and also graze these new forages. A few years ago, Nicki and I decided we were going to plant 5 acres of Tifton 85. By the time we got those square bales loaded up and I was about whipped, I told her I would build a machine that would not kill us to plant grass. So I built a machine that will take a round bale. It unrolls the round bale, it fluffs it at the top, and it distributes it out the back. And then we also built a set of rollers that mashes it in the ground and packs it. We now are capable of planting approximately 15 acres a day, the three of us, myself, Nicki, and my best friend and worker who works here, Trino. So the three of us can do about 15 acres a day. That's cutting the material in the morning, getting into the field, and planting.
Once word got out about the innovative planting machine that Alan designed, other local ranchers have asked to use it.
Little coaching and he's got it figured out.
Looking at the long-range sustainability of Southern Accent Farm, the Smiths installed the largest commercial solar array in Florida's cattle belt. While the system currently produces half of the electricity used on the ranch, the barn roof has been reinforced to allow for additional panels.
I mostly take care of the horses. We have 10 now, so it's a lot of horse chores, you know, cleaning the stalls and keeping them groomed and keeping them legged up and fit. We use the horses to work cows, and it's an everyday thing, and it's really fun. I really enjoy it.
I love every minute of being out on the horse. It's a way of life. I mean, it's something you have to love. It's not easy, but we enjoy every minute of it. We work all day, and at 6 o'clock at night, we'll be tired and we'll look at each other and say, let's saddle the horses and go out and rope steers, or let's go ride and check cows. It's just something in your blood. You can't come in till it's dark.
With a few modifications, the cow pens now double as an arena where Alan and Nicki can rope, relax, and visit with friends.
Get done with our chores and we have people over, we cook and ride and just enjoy the outside. We don't like to be inside, we really enjoy being outside.
Since moving to Okeechobee in 2002, the Smiths have become very involved in the community. Both are on the board of the Okeechobee Cattlemen's Association. Nicki's a past president of the Okeechobee Cattle Women and serves on the boards of the Soil and Water Conservation District and the Okeechobee Area Ag Council. Alan's on the board of the Okeechobee County Cattlemen's Rodeo Committee, a member of the Southeastern Brangus Breeders Association and past board member of the Florida Brangus Breeders Association.
We really like the community. You want to make it as good as you can make it, or try to help make it better. It's a great place to live, and we want to be part of it.
And Alan and Nicki sponsor the Okeechobee Youth Livestock Show, which they feel strongly about. The challenge, as Alan sees it, is to get young people involved in agriculture.
The average age of a cowman today is about 62 years old. Today, a young farmer, a young man or a young woman who would love to do what I'm doing, they could not buy a place and start from scratch. Unfortunately, unless they inherit a place with the cost of equipment, cattle, land, it's not going to happen. We have got to make sure that some young person can afford to own this ranch someday when I'm gone, whether it be through conservation easements or whatever it takes. We've got to do something. We have to do something. We own a small piece of heaven right here, we do. And we're a small farm, we're not big at all, but I'm gonna tell you what, We're the luckiest two people in the world, and we say that to each other 2 or 3 times a week, and we know we are. And we're glad somebody brought us to this place. Somebody was looking out for us when he sent us to this place, and we're so glad we're here.